Hi, I'm Austin. Welcome back to my shop. Recently I had a gentleman reach out to me asking about more details on how I make my turkey culls. So that's what I want to do in this video, where I'll run through kind of more detailed look on how exactly I make these pot culls. First off, we're going to start here with the computer. What I did is I went ahead and sketched up a pot cull here. Went through and did all of the tool paths on it. And this is kind of what it looks like after you run the tool paths. I've got 8 holes in there. I've got the friction surface, the reflex surface here, and then the internal body profile. So I've actually got, you can see here, 6 tool paths. What I'm going to do next, we're going to go over to the machine and take a look at my setup on how I set it up before I start actually carving this out. This here's my machine. I've got a CNC Shark HD4 machine. It's got a 25 by 25 by 7 work area. First thing I did was I created this, I guess, pattern you can call it, to hold the blocks. It's a 4-inch by 4-inch square that's clamped down. Then what I do is I have blocks that I cut 4 inches by 4 inches that fit perfect in there. That way I can do these in a batch if I want to. I could do 10 of them at a time and I never have to re-zero the machine. So we can talk about the blocks. I got 2 cedar here, and this one's actually offcut from a cutting board I'd done. So it's got walnut, curly maple, and cherry in it. What I do on these is I will plane them down to 3/4 of an inch thickness and 4 inches by 4 inches square. We'll do one of these cedars for a demonstration today. Of course, I like to look at it and see what grain pattern you're going to get. This one here looks a little better, so I think we're going to actually put that one on the bottom. So we'll get it put in the machine there. And the next thing I do is I bring my other clamps in here, and I will clamp down the corners of this. So it'll actually hold it in place. The other clamps on here are actually for the form in there. So this setup here is actually what I'm going to carve it from. I'm using a 1/4 inch 2-flute upcut bit. I think it's got an inch of cutting surface vertically. And what I'll do is I will actually zero it from this corner right here. So we'll go ahead and set it up and do that. On this machine, everything runs off of a pendant. So what I'll do is I'll come to the USB files here, and the way I labeled these is in order. So the first cut that I need to make, I actually put a 1. You can see 1 reflect there, so I know which order to actually run these in. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the reflect plate, and we're going to go ahead and run this. So that there was the first one. It took 36 seconds to complete that first run. Next we're going to find file number 2, which is going to be the striker surface, and we will go ahead and run that. see there, that one took 32 seconds, so we're up to about a minute of cutting time. We're going to move on to the third operation, which is going to be the bottom. So this one's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to hog out most of the material that's left inside there. Alright, as you can see here, 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Total time for one of these is, I would guess, under 10 minutes. The next step we have is carving out the center here. I just go down a little bit. We've got the holes and the profile. So I'm just going to run all of those simultaneously here, and we'll talk to you at the end. So here we have it. This is the one we just carved out. You can see the holes went all the way through. This is one I had done earlier. So we've got one out of walnut here and one out of cedar. That last step took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. So under 10 minutes you can have one of these cut out. Really all that's left to do is kind of finish up the outside, and I actually do a finishing pass on that last pass of the profile to get a nice smooth surface on the outside of it, so there's really not much sanding left to do. I'll go through and clean up these edges around here. They're kind of fuzzy. And then I've actually got a laser engraver attachment for this that I'll actually engrave on the backs of these. But that's how simple it is to cut out a turkey call, pot call, on a CNC machine. And the cool thing about this little deal I've got here is I can take this next piece and throw it right in there, and I can start right on it. Hope that answers any questions on how I make these pot calls. If you have any more questions, comment down below, and I'd be glad to answer them for you. Thanks for watching.